Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So as you can see from the title, in today's reading we're going to be taking a look at what needs work, what needs healing, what needs your attention, basically what your next steps are for growing. So there's going to be 4 piles to choose from today and crystals to help you pick a pile. If you feel drawn to more than one, please feel free to listen to both or as many readings as you want, because of course we can be on multiple journeys at once, be dealing with several different things at once, so more than one of these messages may resonate with you. So as always, I'm going to show you the crystals one by one, and then you can choose the one that you're most drawn to. So number 1 is azurite. Number 2 is amazonite. Number 3 is sodalite. And number 4 is bloodstone. So as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones. So if you chose this azurite, this is going to be your reading. So let's see what your first message is for what needs healing or what needs work. So we have blessing in disguise. What appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best way. So this is the first message for you guys. I do think this is pretty straightforward, but I feel like you guys are wanting something very badly that obviously has not manifested yet. And because it's not here yet, perhaps you're starting to feel like something's wrong. This could be in the form of you thinking that you're doing something wrong, like you're not doing a good enough job, you're not manifesting properly, or perhaps you're starting to feel like the universe is against you, or that the signs that you've been seeing are all in your head, or you're being punished somehow. But there's some sort of negative thoughts surrounding your current situation. And almost, I guess, a sort of fixation on this thing that you want, and perhaps you're not really seeing the bigger picture. So what this card is trying to tell you is that all of the delays and setbacks, or I guess what you are perceiving as delays and setbacks, are there for a reason. It's all part of the way there. It's all part of the journey. I totally just lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. Every little moment of this journey is there to teach you something, and it's there for your best interest. Everything has a purpose. The universe does not make mistakes. It knows very well what you want. And it is, everything that's happening right now is the steps to get there. And that's something that you need to remember. But sort of on another note from that, what I'm kind of feeling is like, not only do you have to realize everything happening is getting you to where you want to be, but also that there are so many other things in your life right now to enjoy and appreciate that are not necessarily related to this one big thing that you want. There may be other wonderful opportunities or other wonderful blessings in your life, but because you don't have this one thing, it's like, what is that thing? Like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I don't know if that expression applies here, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you may be missing so many other wonderful things in your life because you're just thinking about this one thing that you really want. So I think the thing to work on is to look at all the blessings that you do have in the present moment, and also when something that you perceive to be bad or wrong or frustrating is happening, try to find the blessing within that. I think that is the message for you with this card. And so the next one that we have for you is yes. Okay, so this seems like a little message from your guides. Maybe it's a message from your higher self. That thing that you want, you are going to get it. This is not like stop thinking about it so much because like you need to get over it or because it's not going to happen. This is like, honey, we heard you the first time. It's coming. Just relax and enjoy your life. It's kind of more like this. And I'm sort of getting the image of like a kid in the backseat of a car. Like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? It's like your parents planned this road trip. They know where they're going. The parents are your guides in this scenario. They know exactly what they're doing. They know where they're going. They know the fastest way to get there. And you're the little kid in the back seat, and maybe you don't necessarily know the route. You don't know where the exit is, and you're just kind of along for the ride, and you're getting impatient. But they know the fastest way there, and like, you're not gonna get out of the car and walk there by yourself. It's gonna take way longer. So just, trust them. They know you want to get there. They're taking you there. So it's just it's just about relaxing and enjoying the ride. Okay, so now I'm going to use these oracle cards. This is the Oracle of Aguilos. My friend made them. They're super cool. They have light cards and dark cards. So we're gonna see what energy we should be trying to come out of and what energy we're going to be coming into to heal this particular thing. So for the dark card, we have ingratitude. Is that a word in English? Ungratefulness. Yeah. And for the light card, we have matter. Interesting. So this matter card makes me think about, obviously, physical dimension. So your thoughts, your dreams, your vision coming into the physical. And this coming out paired with ingratitude is sort of making me think about resistance when it comes to manifesting. If you're not feeling grateful with your current situation, it's very hard to manifest a future that you're going to like. So perhaps this is a message to you that, I don't want to say that you're ungrateful, like that's a little bit harsh, but there may be a lot of things, like I said, in your current situation for you to appreciate that you're sort of overlooking because you're not where you think you should be, or you don't have what you think you should have. And that sort of ungrateful feeling may be preventing this big dream from materializing, like this matter card. So as we learn to change this into gratitude, you'll find that the things you want start to appear in your life. Yes, I never have enough room for these cards, so I think I'm just gonna have to stack them a little bit. It's okay. So we're gonna look at some tarot cards now. So we have the Four of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. So if you know a little bit about tarot, you can probably tell that the Four of Cups is a quite fitting card for the spread that we have right now, because the Four of Cups is all about boredom, apathy, and it's about not seeing things. So in this case, not seeing a blessing, not seeing an opportunity, not seeing all of the things in your life that you have to be grateful for or happy about. I know this is sounding very dramatic, and I think that not everybody is going to be in this place where they're like, I hate everything in my life and I just want this one thing to come. But perhaps it's just more of being a little bit bored with where your life is, or feeling like nothing's happening for you. It could just be a little bit more like that, just a little bit of frustration. And what I kind of want to tell you, this thing that you're trying to manifest, let's say, for example, it's a relationship, it's a person that you have in mind. Maybe you have your way of thinking about this a little bit backwards. Maybe you're thinking, I'm dissatisfied with my life because I don't have this person. But what's happening is actually the opposite. I don't have this person because I'm dissatisfied with my life. And that's kind of what we're talking about with these oracle cards here. But the Five of Swords, especially in this deck, with the guy sitting here like this, it does make me think of someone who's a little bit confused or a little bit conflicted on the inside. I think usually this card is fighting and arguments with other people, but because of this picture, it's making me think that it's more of an inner thing. So if you can try to think about this the other way, I think you'll see your manifestation coming faster. And it doesn't have to be a person. That's just the example that I used for the example. But yeah, it could even be like, you know, a dream job that you want, or some goal that you want to achieve that perhaps you're getting a little bit of tunnel vision with, and it's having the reverse effect that you wanted to. It's kind of like if you're climbing a mountain. I don't know where I'm going with this, sorry, just bear with me. If you're climbing a mountain and all you're thinking about is getting to the top, you just want to get to the top, but you're miserable the whole way up, like you don't like climbing the mountain. You're not going to be that happy when you get to the top. You're going to go up there, you're going to be like, yay, I got to the top. Now what? You have to climb down. And you don't like climbing. So just because you get this thing, it doesn't mean that all of your problems are suddenly going to go away. And that's why it's so important to make sure that you're happy without it now. And not to think like, the reason I'm not happy is because I don't have this thing. Because that's not true. The reason you're not happy lies in right now. And you need to change the right now. I hope that that is all making sense. Sometimes I start a sentence and I don't know where I'm going with it. I think that's a Michael Scott quote. Anyway, Three of Pentacles, this means that you need to get to work. You got to get motivated. You got to get motivated to change whatever it is that is not working for you, and to not like put all of your hope of a happy future into this thing or this person or whatever it is for you. This is work also that gets rewarded and that gets recognized. This is work that you are passionate and motivated about. So maybe you guys need to find that passion in your life again. Find that thing that you love. Find the thing that, you know, fills your days with joy and doesn't keep you like waiting for the next thing to make you happy. Find the thing that brings you joy right now. Okay, so these are the spirit animal cards. We're going to see what kind of energies you need to embody or what you need to do to heal this issue. So we have be loyal to what you love and bring a gentle touch. The dog spirit and the deer spirit. So this is kind of like what I was just talking about. The way to get out of this is to do what you love every day. And you'll probably even find that once you start doing that, I keep saying this thing that you want. I do feel like for a lot of people it is a person or a relationship that is coming to you. Like, it is coming to you, but you need to find the passion yourself. You need to find the joy yourself. If you don't find the thing that you love, this person may come into your life, but it won't make you as happy as you're imagining, because those dissatisfying days are still there. That frustrated or that empty feeling is still gonna be there. You still have to climb down that mountain. It's like, I don't know, it's like if somebody wanted to be famous because it would bring them a bunch of like popularity, and they think that will make them feel like connected to people or feel loved, but then they get really famous and it just makes them even more lonely. I just get a feeling like this thing or this person that you're after, it's not really gonna solve as much or change as much in your life as you're thinking it will. And it's so important for you to find on your own that thing that you love. I'm like repeating myself. But the thing that makes you happy every day, the thing that is with you and all around you right now. Find a way to fill your days like that. Another message that I'm getting with this, because of the loyalty of the dog, it's like your guides want you to know, like, they didn't forget about you. They didn't forget about what you want. They are working on it. And maybe it doesn't look like that because nothing's really materializing in the physical, but they are working on it. They are trying to teach you or trying to give you signs that it's coming, trying to get you excited, trying to get you grateful. It's like, after all this time, you think they're not going to give it to you? No, they're going to give it to you. But they want to see you happy without it too. And that's kind of like the loyalty, is like they're always going to deliver. You're always going to get what you want, and you can be peaceful with that. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm not making any sense today. And the dear spirit, I know it says bring a gentle touch, but the first thing that I thought when I saw this is like a deer in headlights. So what I kind of feel like is going to happen for you is you're going to find something that you love to do, find something that makes you happy, and actually get quite immersed in it to the point where you maybe like stop thinking about this thing so much. Like, not like you forget about it, but it's not really like front and center in your brain anymore, because you're busy having so much fun. And then all of a sudden it's just gonna plop, like just gonna show up at your doorstep. And so you're gonna be like, I'm making a deer in headlights face right now. I think it's gonna surprise you how unexpectedly and also how quickly this thing comes when you let go of it. And you know, like, that's a very common thing that they say with, you know, in the manifestation community. And I think that you're going to find that that is very true for your situation. And also feel like when it does come, you'll be happy, but you won't feel like you need it. It'll be like, oh, you're here. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to do this thing. If you want to be here for that, that's cool. Like, your attitude about it will be so much different. It won't be like this, I need this, like, oh my god, you're here, I've been waiting for you, you know? It will just, like, you won't be phased up. Not, you know what I'm trying to say. You know, don't make me say words. Okay, we're almost at the end, so, I have 2 more cards for you guys, and this is sort of just like the final outcome for you, what it's going to be like when you have healed all of this. So we have channeling. This is really cool. This is like psychic abilities. So I'm guessing that this is going to be a result of your sort of bringing yourself back into the present moment. I think if you're fixed a lot on the future, or you're really fixed on a certain thing or person or situation, it's very hard to tap into the messages that spirit or the collective unconscious wants to give you. Because even if you did try to search for messages, you're probably only going to focus on messages pertaining to that thing that you're obsessed with. Whereas if you just had an open mind and you said, like, I'm open to any messages, I am in the moment, I'm not dwelling on the past, I'm not worrying about the future, I am here and I am open, it really allows for so much more, and so much more variety of messages to come to you, even, you know, things that you weren't even thinking about. So I can definitely see how centering yourself is going to make you much more conducive. I'm imagining like a conductor of electricity, like going through from the top and into your head. Yep. And then we have, conclusions are within reach. Yeah, so this thing is coming. There's nothing to worry about. I think the main takeaway from this reading is, like, there's no need to obsess, there's no need to ask if you're there yet, or get impatient, or think that it's not coming. It's just a matter of relaxing, and like you have permission to be happy now. You can be happy without this thing. It doesn't mean that the thing is not important. It doesn't mean that it's never gonna come if you let go of it. It's actually quite the opposite. So yeah. blessing in disguise. Everything happening now is perfect. Everything is in perfect timing. You are right on time. You have everything you need, and you also have so much more to enjoy than just this one thing, whatever it may be for you. Okay, so I'm gonna end the reading here. Yep, okay. Thank you very much for letting me read for you. Oh, I'm so bad at talking. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you're watching. If you're interested in a personal reading, there is a link in the description to my webpage where you can see all the different types of readings, the availability, and you can also book it from there. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye! Hi number twos, so if you chose this Amazonite, this is going to be a reading. So let's see what your first message is for what needs healing or work. New partner. Okay, so I feel like your first message is a little heads up about a new somebody in your life. Let's read this card. A chance meeting is no mistake. It is divinely orchestrated as a catalyst to set the wheels in motion for the fruition of your prayers. Pay careful attention to new people we send into your life. You will recognize them by your sense of familiarity, comfort, and safety. So be on the lookout for some new people coming into your life, perhaps a potential love interest. Because of this first card, I feel like this reading about healing or whatever needs your attention is going to be all about your next relationship, your future partner, just surrounding relationships in general. So let's see what other messages we have for you. No. This is funny. Pile number 1 got yes, and you guys got no. But the funny thing with this deck is that it has like yes and no without this exclamation point, and then it has yes and no with the exclamation point. So this is kind of like not like a strong no, but I feel like more a no that's trying to grab your attention. So a little bit of a warning card. So I guess you need to be careful about who you let into your life, or be careful with your discernment about who your next partner should be. So I want to bring up this card again. I'm just thinking about the last part. You will recognize them by your sense of familiarity, comfort, and safety. So this new partner, this new person that you should be with, this is going to be somebody who makes you feel good. And I know that that probably sounds like it goes without saying, but surprisingly, a lot of us get attached to people or develop feelings for people who make us feel unsure, who make us feel insecure, who make us feel hopeless. Do you know what I mean? They make us feel like we're not getting enough back from them. And I know that these days there's a lot of messages out there that would advise you to stick around because it's a test of your unconditional love, or something like that. It's a little controversial, but for you guys, this is just telling you, like, be careful and remember that the person who is meant for you is not going to make it feel tough. Everybody's on a different journey, of course, and I'm not saying that there's like nothing tough about relationships and that you never have to be patient or sacrifice, but I think for your particular next partner, how you're going to know it's them is that it just feels safe, it just feels easy, and it feels comfortable. That's the message for you guys, number 2, okay? So don't settle. Be careful. Don't be afraid to say no to people. So maybe there's somebody already in your life that you're interested, and this card is kind of telling you like, like this isn't it. Or somebody might come along and be very charming, and you might develop a strong crush on them, but in the end they don't really have good intentions with you, or something's missing. So it's just saying to be careful and make sure to listen to your intuition and how you're feeling. You know, if you feel really good about the connection, or if it's making you feel kind of crappy, pay attention to that. Okay, so the next cards, this is the Oracle of Aguilos. It's a really cool deck that my friend made. There are light cards and dark cards. So I'm going to use these to see what is the dark energy that you need to remove or that you need to come out of, and what is the light energy that you're going to be heading into. So we have ignorance for the dark, and we have perfection for the light. So I kind of feel because of these that, you know, I was talking about the person who's not really good. I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be somebody that is already in your life and that you're already interested in, because this card says, like, I understand that some things are just better left unknown, and this one says, like, I know that everything is for the best. So what I'm kind of getting with these cards together is, like, you want something with this person, you want to be with this person, you want to know them in that way, and maybe that's not really happening, and you're getting frustrated, and this is letting you know, like, it's for the best. Like, what is that saying about rejection is protection? I don't know, but basically if you are denied something, or something is not in your life, it's for a reason. You're being protected, maybe the timing is not right, or maybe there's something better for you, but it's intentional. Like, it's an intentional move by the universe. I'm having a really hard time forming sentences today. It's late. I flew back to Japan from Canada yesterday, and it was 13 hours, and I did not sleep, so I'm very sorry, but I haven't made a video in like a month, so we're filming today. But I think you know what I'm trying to say with this is, like, this relationship that is not materializing, it's really for the best. There's some things that you just don't want to get into, and it's happening for a very, very good reason, because the perfect person for you is on the way. So now we're going to look at some tarot cards for more insight on the situation. We have the Devil. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Eight of Cups. So I do think that the Devil makes sense here, because this is sort of talking about being chained to something. I know, like, this deck doesn't have the, you know, the Rider-Waite has, like, the naked people chained. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, this card is about being obsessed, like having obsessive thoughts. So perhaps this is pertaining to a connection that you've been, you know, trying to make something come out of it. Maybe you've had a crush on this person and they're ghosting you, but, you know, you think you're meant to be with them, so you're just hanging in there. Or, I don't know, like, they're not returning your feelings, or maybe you want an ex to come back, or something like this. And it's going to be different for everyone, so like I said, it could be somebody that you haven't met yet, and this is just, like, warning you not to get too attached. This is kind of a card of attachment, like holding on to something in a negative way. So you're either doing that right now, or this is warning you not to do that. Like, be careful who you invest in energetically, basically, because you could end up stuck to them. You could end up unable to let go of them. There's also the Queen of Pentacles, and I think that this is representing you, and I think that this has to do with you being able to see your worth, understanding that you do deserve this connection. That I keep going back to this. I love this so much. The familiarity, the comfort, the safety, the connection that sets the wheels in motion for the fruition of your prayers. I feel like I'm writing an essay in high school. Like, I'm just like rearranging the words that were already written. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, you're the queen. You are the queen, and you deserve a connection that is stable, that is committed, that has roots, that is fruitful, that actually bears fruits. And, you know, at this point, you may be putting your energy into somebody who is not really, I guess, returning the favor, who's not really making you feel good about the whole thing. And with this Eight of Cups, this is also a sign that like you've gotten everything you can out of this situation, and it's not it's not going to offer you anything else, and it's time to look for something more meaningful. So I think that is what needs healing or needs work for you guys, is either moving on from this person that you are currently interested in, who maybe you know deep down is not making you feel very good, but you're hanging on because of some attachments, or this is asking you to start learning your worth and what you're deserving of, so that when the right person does come, you'll be able to recognize them. That is what number 2s need to work on. So now I'm going to look at this spirit animal oracle, and this is going to tell us what energies you need to embody or what you need to do to bring about this change. So we have the fox spirit, think on your feet. And we have the butterfly spirit, transformation is beautiful. So, oh wait, yeah, it's number 11, yay. Think, transformation. So I think what we need to do in this situation is just be open to change. Be open to, this is like the caterpillar transforming into something beautiful. This is letting yourself shine, letting yourself, is flourish the right word? Letting yourself thrive. And look, this butterfly is wearing a crown. She's wearing a crown. I think this really has to do with seeing your value and seeing your potential, seeing that you are destined for something so much greater, and being open to whatever form that takes. We know that the universe is always going to give us the best thing for us. And so maybe the connection with this current person that you're after, like, that has obviously happened for a reason, and perhaps this was actually the catalyst to teach you, like, wow, this really isn't working for me. I don't like this. I don't feel secure in this, and you know, I'm not going to have this anymore, to sort of like give you that push to recognize your self-worth. I hope this is making sense, but just being open to that change and understanding when that right person does come, your life is going to be completely different. Like, the way they treat you is going to be like a 180. Totally. And also with this butterfly, I'm thinking about, you know, the time that they're in a cocoon. They're in there, I don't know how long they're in there. I feel like it's a long time. But what's so interesting, you know, have you ever seen like the video of the caterpillar going in the cocoon? Their body like completely dissolves, and then it just forms into something totally new. And this is embracing that downtime, embracing the time that it takes to change, being okay on your own, and totally transforming like the very fabric of yourself. I'm gonna stop now. And the fox spirit, I think this think on your feet, this is making me think, you know, like staying on your toes, like being ready, you know, because this person could come in at any time. So be on the lookout, and also, like I said, be discerning. If somebody new comes into your life, some new love interest, have the confidence and have the faith that the right person is going to come, to say no to them. If you meet a new person and you feel like, don't like hold on to them for fear that like the best person is not going to come, because they absolutely are. So you can be a little bit, I guess, what is a fox? Snappy? You know what I mean? You can have like higher standards and not worry that you're missing an opportunity. Don't worry like you turned somebody down and they were actually your soulmate. You cannot lose this opportunity. Your soulmate was meant to be in your life. And trust that inner knowing, because you're going to know when they're there. And I feel like it's going to feel like such a relief, you know, like It's going to be so different from past relationships where it was like you're just waiting for like a crumb of their attention, like you're waiting for that text back, you're waiting for them to come forward, I don't know, like you're waiting for them to break up with their current partner, whatever it is. This relationship is going to be so fulfilling and like gratifying, that's a good word for it. And so be ready for that, be ready for that major change. Be on your feet, on your toes, be ready for it, be alert. Okay, finally we have 2 more cards. This is going to be the final outcome of your situation. So what it's going to be like once you have healed this. So we're healing attachment, we're healing self-worth, self-esteem, things like that. So we have divine feminine. That's a good sign. This really makes me think that your divine counterpart is coming in, this person, this new partner. So once you heal these things, you will be ready for your divine connection, for your soulmate. And a new start is coming. I don't need to explain that. That's perfect. Your new partner is coming. It may not be the first person who approaches you. You may have to reject a couple people. But they're coming. And know that you cannot miss them. I think that's really important too. Sometimes people will like email me for a personal reading. And they'll say like, I'm not really sure about this person. But like, I don't want to say no because I don't want to miss out. Or something like that. And just in general, I feel people are worried about missing opportunities. I personally don't believe that there is such a thing. I think that if something is meant to happen for you, they will keep coming back. You don't have to worry. What is that other... I wish I could remember expressions and all those things like that, but like you can't lose what is meant for you. Like what is meant for you can't be taken away. Especially when it comes to these divine counterparts. So yeah, there's nothing to worry about. I said that to the last pile too. There's really nothing to worry about. So if you are one of those people watching this who is currently attached to someone or waiting on someone, you know, putting a lot of hope into somebody who's not really returning, not really making you feel your best, this is your sign for you that it is time to move on from this person. If you are currently without a love interest and you're waiting for someone to come in, this reading is letting you know that you can have as high standards as you want because you deserve the absolute best. And if you need to say no and if you need to turn down a so-called opportunity, you do that because the right person is coming. You will know, you will feel that warm, safe feeling, and there's no need to worry about missing it. You just gotta be alert and open for it. And a really beautiful new start is coming. And I love that this card, it doesn't just talk about like a new relationship, but it also talks about your divine plan and your prayers coming to fruition, you know, like your whole life turning around. So this is really wonderful. Aw, okay, so I'm going to end the reading here. If you're interested in a personal reading, there is a link in the description to the webpage where you can see all the different types of readings, the pricing, availability. You can also book it from there. Yeah, thank you very much for letting me read for you. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye! Hi number 3s, so if you chose this soda light, this is going to be your reading. So let's see what the first message is for what needs to be healed or worked on. So we have play. Beloved one, it's time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion. Playfulness, gaiety, and laughter will lift your energy so that you'll return to work with a renewed perspective and heightened energy. So to put it quite simply from this card, I feel like if you chose pile 3, you may be either working too hard or taking things too seriously, taking life too seriously. I know that a lot of us lead busy lives. There's a lot of pressure on us. we have responsibilities, we have stressful situations, and there are just some things that we can't take a break from. For example, we have to go to work. If you have a family, you have to take care of them. We have all these responsibilities, and so it's so easy for me to say like, oh, you just need to relax and have more fun. But I'm not really talking about those things, and especially like with this card, this whole deck is supposed to be messages from your angels, and so they're telling you, don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion, so to leave it to them. So I feel like what this card is trying to tell you more so is that in addition to your necessary responsibilities, you guys, pile 3, may be assuming responsibility that is not yours, and thereby taking on stress that doesn't belong to you or that you don't need to be taking on. This is kind of reminding me, I was reading this book, The Road Less Traveled, and they were describing these 2 personality types. There was neurotic and there was character disordered. And on the neurotic side, the people with these tendencies, they tend to like want to take responsibility for everything, or like they feel like everything is their fault and they need to fix it. And so you may have a little bit of those tendencies, which is sort of putting a damper on your playfulness, like that fun or silly side of you. And I do feel like, you know, you guys innately have that in you, that you are a very, you know, bubbly person that people like to be around. You have this warm energy that spreads to people, but that is sort of being squashed by you putting too much stress on yourself, or by taking the matters in your life too seriously. And so not only are you going to feel at your best if you let go of some of these things, but it will also benefit the people around you, because everyone will benefit if you embody this and you spread it. You may think that taking on all these responsibilities is what is helpful to everybody, but I'm feeling that just relaxing and being yourself and having more fun is actually what is going to be best for everybody, because that sort of happy energy is like infectious. And so basically what I want to say is that, you know, being in this like stress and pressured energy is really not doing anybody any favors. So it is asking you to have more fun, and, you know, to recognize when this is a job for you and when like you don't have to get involved, you don't have to take responsibility. Just leave it to your angels. They'll get that unfavorable, stressful situation out of your life so you can focus on what really matters. Okay, so your next message is trust. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense with this card that is talking about leaving your responsibilities to your angels. Of course, doing that would take a lot of trust, and, you know, I think there is sort of a feeling of unease or anxiety to let go of a responsibility like that, to say like, I'm dropping this, I'm not going to deal with this, I'm just going to go relax or go have fun. I feel like that's a very scary thing for a lot of us to do. And it's quite difficult, like, as people in this physical world. I feel like we want to do everything by ourselves, we want to fix every problem by ourselves, but the fact of the matter is that our angels often have a much better way of dealing with it, because they can see the bigger picture, and you don't really have to concern yourself with these big things. You can leave some stuff to them. It's the same thing with manifesting. Like, we try to micromanage, like, okay, it's gonna happen by this time and it has to happen like this, and if this doesn't happen, then it's a sign that my manifestation isn't coming. Da, da, da. What I'm trying to say is, like, we think we know, but we don't know. Like, you may think like you have to do all these things or you have to deal with all these things, but I have a feeling for number 3s that you are assuming some unnecessary responsibilities, and that you need to trust in your angels that they will deal with it, and you just need to let go of it, because they want you back in this very adorable energy, I must say. Um, anyway, so moving on, this is the Oracle of Aguilos. It is a very cool deck that my friend made. It has light cards and dark cards. I have used them before on the channel, I think a couple times. But with these, we're going to see what is the dark energy that you need to leave behind to heal this, and what will be coming into your life as a result. So we have captivity for the dark one, and we have contentment for the light one. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of like you're holding yourself captive. It might not feel like that. It might feel like life and your circumstances are preventing you from being like this. But I do feel like it is more, there's more in your hands than you think. There's more in your power than you think. And if you feel like you want to let go of these things, you can. Maybe you feel like they're being forced on you. And so this is sort of, I guess, an advice or an encouragement. Can you say an advice? I don't think so. Anyway, to look at what you can change. Look at what is really necessary in your life or unchangeable. Wait, what is really necessary and unchangeable, and what is unnecessary and therefore changeable? Because you're trapping yourself in this stressed out state, in this pressured state. You might find that you used to be a quite positive person and that you've been having these negative thoughts recently, and the reality is that you can be happy right now. You have everything you need to be happy. This says, like, I'm fully satisfied with what I already have. So the potential to feel that relief and to bring that joy back is already there. You just need to shift your way of thinking. Yes, okay. So we're going to look at some tarot cards now for more insight on the situation. We have 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and 7 of Swords. Okay. So, I think that some of you may need to reevaluate some of the people in your life, or the power that you give those people. There could be some friends, it could be family member, it could be people that you work with who are, what is it called? Vampires? I feel like you guys are the type to attract that sort of people. I think they call them energy vampires, because like we saw in the beginning, I do think that at heart you are very cheerful, bubbly, warm. You have that infectious, positive energy, which unfortunately does attract these types of people. And these people could be the source of your unnecessary stress and your unnecessary responsibility. I was talking about those 2 types of people before, like the neurotic and the character disordered, and I feel like they make a really not good dynamic, but they sort of attract each other, right? Because the character disordered person on the other side, they want to blame everyone else for things or put their responsibilities on everybody else. Like, it's never them, it's always somebody else. So when they pair up with somebody who assumes all responsibility, it's like a magnet. It's that kind of dynamic. It's like you would find each other. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say. So if it's a friend or something, of course, I would suggest to cut them off, like to cut them out of your life. But it could be a family member, it could be somebody you work with, and of course, like, you're not about to cut those people off, or maybe you can't. So that's why I say, like, just be careful of the power that you give them. That could very well be what the unnecessary stresses are. Like, you're taking responsibility for their problems, or you feeling like you need to fix their problems. You need to listen to their problems. You need to give them your time. You need to help them with their stuff. And you already have so much going on, and you know, we're supposed to like work hard and then play hard, but it's like you're working hard on your own stuff and then you have to go to work on their stuff. So what I'm seeing, like, this is, I guess this is poverty and lack, and so this is how I'm kind of seeing them, you know, as sort of like, I guess, low vibrational, or they're lacking, they're insecure. But with this Knight of Wands and Seven of Swords, it's like, this is deception, this is wearing a mask. So they're approaching you as like this, you know, happy-go-lucky, charming, cheerful person, but that's how they get you. And then you're in a friendship with them, and next thing you know, like, they're venting to you about everything, and they're asking you for favors, and there's always something going on in their life. And then out of the goodness of your heart, of course, you feel like you want to fix it. But it's like, they know what they're doing. And I'm not saying everybody who does that has bad intentions. Of course, like, you know, I've been in a very negative headspace before, and I didn't realize that it was impacting the people close to me. So not everybody who acts like this has like a malicious intention, but for you guys, number 3, I feel like the people in your life kind of know what they're doing. Like, they know that they're putting their stuff on you, and they're kind of like using you as that crutch, I guess, instead of dealing with their problems on their own. And I do see that taking a toll on you, and perhaps that's what's kind of holding you captive. And maybe this trust is like, you know, I don't know if you've, well, if you've like recognized the dynamic like this before. Like, I know I've been in friendships like this, and like, I know that I should cut them off, but I'm like worried about cutting them off because I'm like, what are they gonna do on their own? And that's such a stupid way of thinking of it. That's like a God complex, like, oh, you're not gonna be able to make it without me. But sometimes they need that distance to be on their own and be like, oh shit, I need to work this out by myself. So you're actually, you know, doing what's best for them by taking a step back and being like, you know, I can't deal with your negativity anymore, or I can't solve all your problems for you. And so that's trusting that they're gonna be okay too, you know, that you can walk away from them and they'll still be okay. It's a very funny dynamic. It's a very weird dynamic. You know, you'll trust that their angels are also going to help them work through what they need to work through, and you don't have to take responsibility for it. Like, basically, they don't need you, and that's a good thing. That's a liberating thing. Okay, so moving on, this is the Spirit Animal Oracle, and this is going to tell us what energies or traits you should embody to bring this healing change about. So getting back to this playful, freed, content state of mind. We have the Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted, and we have the Chameleon Spirit, act as if. I think these are quite good cards for the rest of the spread. So this Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted. I think this is asking you not to leave this situation with any resentment, or don't feel like you wasted your time or you wasted your effort. And I've actually said this in all 3 readings, that everything has a purpose and everything happens for a reason. So these people who were in your life were teaching you something. I said this in the last reading too. They're like the catalyst that you needed to push you in the right direction. They provided a contrast for you so that you could see where you needed to go by seeing where you don't want to be. That's kind of how all of life works, honestly. But so they did have a place in your life for a reason. They did teach you a lesson, and it's important for you to see it that way rather than like, oh, this was such a waste of my time. Like, I can't believe I did so much for them, like, for nothing in return. Things like that. Try not to think of it like that. And also with this Chameleon Spirit, act as if. This chameleon, he changes color like depending on the background that he is in. I hope that that's how chameleons work, or else I'm going to sound really stupid. You know, if they go in a blue No, if they go in a brown tree, they're going to turn brown. You know what I'm trying to say? And so this is telling you, like, if you change your environment, if you change the people that you hang out with, you're going to adapt to that energy. So right now, if you're hanging out with sort of low vibrational, I don't know why I'm using that term, because I don't really talk about vibrations ever. I don't really do that stuff. You know what I mean? Like low energy, blue people, sad people, you're going to change into that. If you hang out with happy, content, bright people, you're going to change into that. And that's what you can be for others too. You, with your happy, playful energy, you can change other people to that as long as they're open to it. So this is asking you as well to be open to that. Maybe, I was gonna say find new friends. That's great advice. Just make new friends. You know what I mean? But look for people who have similar interests to you. Look for people who, like you, take responsibility for themselves. Healthy people. I do think you need to find a new group, or at least put a healthy distance or healthy boundaries with the people who are already in your life. Okay, so finally we have 2 more cards. This is going to show the final outcome for you once you have made these changes, so what it's going to look like when you're all healed. And we have soul love. So this card really makes me think of you finding a soul family. So perhaps this is how you find those new friends or new partner or whatever it is, by taking distance from this person or these people. You're creating space for something better to come in. And remember that, like, all changes for the better. Like, if something is leaving your life, it's for something better to come in. So it could very well be that as you distance yourself from this person or people, that is what makes room for your soul family. That is what is going to start you changing color back to your original happy self. It's almost like you meet them and you remember who you are. Like, you remember who you used to be, and life becomes easy and fun again. It's like a huge weight lifted off your shoulders. And then we have a personal issue reaches resolution. That's kind of perfect. The full moon talks about completion. It talks about releasing things. So I think that it's very fitting for this reading. And I love that a Cancer card came out for you, because the Cancer is very soft and sensitive, like the soft inside of a crab, but they have the hard shell around them. And I think that this is what you need to develop. Like, don't let everybody into that soft side, and don't be afraid to use your your pinchers. So yeah, I think there are actually several new people, new soul family members waiting to come into your life and have fun with you. So by trusting the angels with your problems now, saying like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore, I'm not going to deal with these people and their problems, and giving that to your angels, what you are saying to them is, I'm ready to be with my family. I'm ready to be at home, and I'm ready to relax, and I'm ready to enjoy myself. And I understand that I don't have to take on everything. I'm not like, I feel very emotional. Not like I'm gonna cry, but I feel very emotional. Like, oh, you guys are tired, I think. Okay, and don't feel guilty. Like, it's not your job to solve people's shit. And don't worry about them. Like, they'll be fine. They'll figure it out. They have to learn how to figure it out on their own at some point, right? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to end the reading here. If you're interested in a personal reading for more information specific to your situation, there is a link in the description where you can see all the different types of readings, the pricing, the availability, and you can also book it from there. Thank you very much for letting me read for you. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye! Hi number 4s, so if you chose this bloodstone, this is going to be your reading. So let's see what the first message is for you for what needs healing or work. Acceptance. See yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. So this card does talk about having unconditional love for yourself and for others. I am feeling for you guys who chose pile number 4 that this, for you guys, has to do with self-love, self-acceptance. I think that this is the biggest thing for you guys to work on right now. I think all of us deal with, issues of really accepting ourselves for who we are and feeling, comfortable in our own skin. But because this is coming up as like the main thing for you, perhaps you need to give it some extra special attention at this time. Maybe you've just been feeling a little bit low lately. We all have like our good times and our bad times. So maybe you're just going through a bad time right now, or perhaps this is an issue that you have been dealing with for a long time. But I am seeing that first and foremost, this is what you need to heal in your journey right now before you can move on and achieve other things. Because lack of confidence or an inability to love and accept yourself can cause problems in many other areas too. So yes, this is like the primary area for you guys right now. And we also have take action. Interesting. So what I feel like this acceptance, the self-love issue is affecting right now is it's preventing you from doing something that you want to do or that you would otherwise have no problem doing. Perhaps this is going after something that you really want, like going after that person that you want to be in a relationship with, talking to that person that you want to be friends with, auditioning for that whatever, applying to that job, putting yourself out there. I feel like there's so much that you're capable of, so much that you would be very talented at and excel at, but your belief in yourself is not there, and it's stopping you from making that move. So I think that's why this needs to be addressed right now. So next we have, this is the Oracle of Agilos. It's a really cool deck that my friend made. I've used it, I think, a couple times before on my channel, and it has light cards and dark cards. So we're going to use this dark card to see what is the dark energy that you need to come out of, that you need to leave behind, and then what is the light energy that you're going to be entering as you do your healing. So we have absence for the dark energy, and we have joy for the light energy. And I noticed that this card is 11, and this card is also 11 because we add up the numbers in numerology. So you have an 11 here. So you're, you're going after your destiny. This is kind of interesting. Pile 1 also had a reading of like there was something that they really wanted that was to be given to them, but their negative outlook was sort of slowing things down or hindering things. I kind of see that with this reading as well, with this absence card. It's like there is something missing from your life. You may be feeling that, there is something or somebody that should be in your life or that you want there. And so even though this card is like a dark energy and it's supposed to be negative, I also think that this can be a very validating card for you. That's, you're not crazy, that this person should be in your life or wants to be in your life, or you should go after them. And that feeling of missing them, like, well, it doesn't have to be a person, but it's just coming through like that. Or, you know, there's a dream that you really want to chase and you feel like you were meant to do it and you're sad that that's not in your life. That feeling is very real. It's very valid because it is absent from your life. It is supposed to be there. And it is something that would bring you so much joy. So you're absolutely right about that too. If you're dreaming about this beautiful, bright future with that person, or with that job that you really want, or with those friends that you really want to approach, like, you're spot on. That happy future is waiting for you. So it's just a matter of you reaching out and getting it, like charging out and getting it. This kind of reminds me of like the Knight of Wands card in tarot, because he's on the horse and the horse is like, hee, you know. Sorry, I don't know what that noise was. He's like charging forward. He's going forward with confidence, and that's sort of like the missing ingredients. Like, all this joy is waiting for you, this absence is waiting to be filled, and you have to seize it. And that's why it's so important to work on your self-esteem and to believe, like, not only that you can get it, but that you deserve it, and that the counterpart, whatever it may be, the person, the situation, is also wanting you back, is attracting you back, is attracting you for a reason. I'm having a hard time explaining things today. What else is new? Okay, so we're going to pull some tarot cards now to get more insight on the situation. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Page of Wands. And we have the Three of Swords. So I feel like for this reading, these tarot cards are kind of giving a little bit of insights, or I guess giving me some insights of why this has happened, why you have grown to think this way or believe this way, why your self-esteem has taken a hit. I can see that you do have a fighting spirit in you with the Seven of Wands, and you do have an optimism in you, or you have like an ideal nature that you want to go after what you want. So it's not like a matter of you being apathetic, or a matter of you not being motivated, or a matter of you not knowing what you want, because I see that in you. Like, the Seven of Wands is somebody who fights for what they want, and the Page of Wands is, it's not only like good news coming to you, but it's that optimism, it's that spark, it's going your own way. And I feel like you had that in you, and maybe, you know, you used to be that kind of person. Like, if you liked somebody, you would go tell them, and you did. But with this Three of Swords, it's making me feel like you've been through disappointment. So perhaps you went through a really tough rejection. I want to use like an example other than relationship, because this is general. Maybe you really, really wanted a job, and you went to like 10 interviews and they all rejected you. And so you started to think like, something must be wrong with me. Or you really, really wanted to become good at something. You thought like you're really passionate about it, you wanted to become good at it, and you practiced and you practiced, or you studied and you studied, and you just couldn't get it. Like, there's something here, like, I feel like broke your spirit in a way. Like, quite literally, like this card is showing, like, it just pierced your heart. Maybe somebody broke your heart, like you confessed your feelings and they just like laughed in your face. That's very dramatic, but it's this feeling of like rejection, disappointment. And so maybe that is what is taking a toll on your self-esteem. So what we want to do, I guess, is get this fighting spirit back, like get you back up on your feet. Like that expression, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Yes. Knock me down 9 times, but I get up 10. Okay. So this is, I just flipped them over already. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle, and this is going to show us what traits you can embody, what energy you can use to get the momentum going, to be on the way to your healing. Basically, what do you have to do? The horse spirit, freedom is yours. And lizard spirit, dream the world into being. So with this freedom is yours card, and what we have just described here, I think that this is talking about freeing yourself from your past. If you're into manifestation, law of attraction, that kind of stuff, you may have heard about the feedback loop. And what this is like our subconscious mind learns from what we have already experienced, and it tends to just create more of that. So if you have experienced a rejection like a couple times, your subconscious mind remembers that, and so it believes that that is what you're deserving of, or that is what you're able of getting. And so it's just going to create that experience for you over and over and over again. And so to change that, you have to completely let go of the past. You have to create a new narrative for yourself. Even if it sounds unrealistic to you, even if it sounds silly, you have to keep telling yourself that. Create a story for yourself that justifies the rejections, because I promise you, it's not that something is wrong with you. I know that that's like what seems the most natural or the most realistic to believe, but that's not it. Like, so many people who have become very, very successful went through so much rejection. The first thing that came off the top of my head is that singer IU, that K-pop singer. I think she went to like 20 auditions and she got rejected, and she has an amazing voice, so it's not her, but she just kept going. She got knocked down 7 times and she stood up 8 times. So, you know, she very well could have told herself like, oh, I got rejected 20 times, something is wrong with me, and just let, you know, the default that your subconscious wants to go to, she could have let that voice win. But you have to write a new story for yourself. Even if it's just like, oh, 20 people were dumbasses. It doesn't matter. You have to tell yourself a story that frees you from that feeling of rejection and that feeling of heartbreak. You owe it to yourself to get up again and to keep fighting. I dare say you have to. Dream the world into being. This is another number 11 if you had this up. So you have 3 11s so far. And a 33 actually. That's cool. It's a lot of angel numbers. This is you like claiming your destiny. This is you claiming what is meant for you. You know, bringing your dream world into existence. You have the power. Don't cheat yourself, you know? Like, don't let yourself down. Whew, I'm getting worked up. You guys have so much power. What happened to you? Who hurt you? Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, I need to move on. Yeah, some of you need to tell somebody you love them. Some of you need to tell somebody you miss them. Some of you need to tell somebody you deserve better. But you gotta get out there. You gotta try again. You gotta get up and try. Okay, so these are the last 2 cards, and this is going to show us what your final outcome will be if you are able to embody these energies and heal your wounds. So basically, what's it gonna look like when you come out on top? Soul name. I love this card. This to me is like such a powerful card. And it's the number 1 card. This to me is like your identity. This is who you are. Not like who you are as a human, but who you are as a soul. Like your truest identity. And you are reclaiming that. You're not letting... Oh, I'm getting way too deep here. You're not letting the illusion of this physical world get to you. You're saying, I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm invincible, and I will not let these rejections define me. I'm not going to determine my own self-worth just because some people fail to see it. I'm bigger than that. I'm better than that. I can create anything I want despite what has happened in the past. Because really, like, only the present exists. You don't have to, what's it called? You don't have to build off the past just because you think that's realistic. That doesn't mean anything. You can do an entire, there was a butterfly card in another reading that I think fits really well for you guys. How the caterpillar, oh, I'm about to talk about it again. Here she go. Okay, the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and it dissolves. It's not even the same body anymore. The butterfly could not turn into a butterfly if it dwelled on the past. It would be like, well, I've been a caterpillar my whole life, so that's not realistic. That's not possible. But it just does it because of that life force within it. It transforms into something entirely different that is completely unrecognizable from what it once was. I'm on fire. Oh my gosh, I need to stop. Okay, but you know what I mean. You're reclaiming your identity. You are reclaiming your power, your strength, your potential. And prosperity lies ahead. Yeah, so you are going to be successful. I don't care like how many times you failed or you think you failed. Success is right around the corner for you guys. And it does say prosperity, but this doesn't have to be about like financial things or about a job. This could be about, you know, finding your true love, finding that person who is meant for you. It's one of those things like where you change your inner self, you change how you feel on the inside and it reflects on the outside. And, you know, take your time with this because I know that it's very easy to just say like, oh, you just need to love yourself and then everything will be fine. But that takes time. It takes a very long time. I think it's one of the, this is just my personal opinion. I feel like it's one of the longest and most difficult things that we will do on this earth is learning to love ourselves. But it's the most important and it's the most powerful thing you can do. And it's so worth it. So what I'm trying to say is like, don't get discouraged if like you listen to this and like a week goes by or even a month and you don't feel any different, because so much goes into it. You have to like deconstruct all of your beliefs that have led you to feel this negative way that you do now. You have to examine all of them. You have to feel them, like validate them, understand like, you know, you're not wrong to feel like that. You have every right to feel upset, to feel defeated. Let yourself feel it and then let yourself let it go. It's not just like, oh, I'm not going to feel like that anymore, bye. That is the end goal, but it doesn't happen overnight. So don't feel bad if you can't change your thinking right away. This is very, very important. So, and I say this all the time, like in general readings and personal readings, healing is not to be rushed. So take all the time you need and be very like forgiving of yourself. If some days you have negative self-talk or you have a defeating thought, a limiting belief, like don't be hard on yourself for that. It's okay. Like your subconscious has been trained to think like that and you just have to train it to think another way. And it will learn. Your mind is very malleable. It just takes time to learn the new pathways and stuff like that and everywhere like such as. So yes. So that's the biggest thing for you guys right now, is just building back up that confidence and understanding that that thing you feel like you want, that thing you feel like is missing, it's very real. It's waiting for you. It's probably your destiny with all these angel numbers and it's just waiting for you to grab it. And it's going to be waiting there for you. No matter how long it takes for you to heal this, it will be there set aside for you. Okay? Yes. Don't lose faith in yourself. Okay, so that was your reading. I think I'm going to end it there. If you're interested in a personal reading for more information specific to your situation, there is a link in the description to my webpage where you can see all the different types of readings, the pricing, the availability, and you can also book it from there. Thank you very much for letting me read for you. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!